Look, let's be totally honest with each other. You're probably spinning your wheels. You're putting in the effort, but maybe not seeing the payoff. Well, today, we are bringing you the ultimate science-backed fitness blueprint to literally stop wasting time and start seeing real results. Welcome to this explainer. We've combed through global health guidelines, clinical research, and expert analyses to synthesize exactly what you need to know to optimize your physical health. Our goal is simple: an efficient, highly focused, and professional breakdown. So, let's dive right in. So, are you actually wasting your time at the gym? I know, it's a serious question. You might be showing up, sweating buckets, and putting in the hours, but the reality is, so many people fall victim to things like junk volume, totally incorrect rest periods, or routines that are so unbalanced they leave you exhausted but not actually progressing. Today, we're going to fix all of that with a highly structured approach. For decades, there's been this almost tribal war in the fitness community. It's always the runners versus the lifters, right? But exercise physiologist Katie Lawton over at the Cleveland Clinic completely shatters that debate. She says, the truth is you need cardio and strength training for your health. You can't put one ahead of the other. Choosing sides, it's a total myth. Both of these are absolutely non-negotiable for a functioning, healthy human body. All right, let's get into section 1, the minimum baseline for health. 150. If you take away just one number from this explainer today, let it be this one. This is the magic number of minutes required every single week to establish your absolute cardiovascular foundation. But what does that actually look like in practice? Let's break it down. According to the World Health Organization and the CDC, you actually have options here. You can aim for 150 to 300 minutes of moderate aerobic activity. Think along the lines of brisk walking or some light cycling. Or if you want to be a bit more time efficient, you can do 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous activity, like running or fast swimming. But crucially, it is not optional to skip the weights. You have to add 2 or more days of muscle strengthening activities that hit all your major muscle groups. That right there is the baseline required just to stave off chronic disease.
Moving right along to section 2, cardio versus strength training.
The metabolic differences between these two pillars are honestly fascinating. Cardio is your real-time calorie incinerator. When you're out there on that treadmill, your body requires massive amounts of oxygen, burning calories at a very high rate in the moment, all while building up your endurance. Strength training, on the other hand, operates entirely on a delay. By tearing down muscle fibers, you trigger what's called excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, or EPOC. Basically, your body is forced to work overtime to repair that tissue, meaning you are burning calories for up to 48 hours after you leave the gym. You absolutely need both of these mechanisms to thrive.
Okay, section 3, HIIT versus steady state.
Now, HIIT, high-intensity interval training, is all about pure time efficiency. In just 20 intense minutes, by pushing your heart rate to 85 to 95% of its maximum, you can achieve mitochondrial adaptations that are similar to an hour of traditional cardio. Plus, you get that massive EPOC afterburn. But it is highly taxing on your central nervous system. Steady state, or low-intensity interval training, operates at a much calmer 40 to 50% of your max heart rate. It is vastly lower impact, incredible for physical recovery, and highly sustainable. Honestly, if you're burned out or recovering from an injury, steady state is your absolute best friend. Let's dive into section 4, optimizing your gym time. I really need you to burn this definition into your memory: junk volume. Science actually refers to this as the point of undetectable superiority. See, there's a strict biological limit to how much stress a muscle can effectively process in a single session. Research shows that for optimal muscle growth, that limit sits right around 11 sets per muscle group per session. Exceeding that volume, it doesn't build more muscle. It just generates systemic fatigue, ruins your recovery timeline, and dramatically spikes your risk of injury. So please stop doing junk volume. All right, the next variable you're probably getting wrong is your rest periods. Your rest interval literally has to match your biological goal perfectly. If you want maximum strength, your central nervous system needs 3 to 5 minutes to recover ATP between those heavy sets. If your goal is hypertrophy, so pure muscle growth, you need 1.5 to 3 minutes to balance mechanical tension with metabolic stress. And for muscular endurance, you keep it really short, just 30 to 60 seconds. Notice how this biological reality naturally dictates the duration of your entire workout block. Strength workouts are just inherently going to take much longer than endurance workouts. And finally, section 5, the ultimate hypertrophy blueprint. You absolutely must train for your specific experience level if you want to see consistent progress. Step 1 is the beginner. For the first 6 months, your body is primarily just making neurological adaptations. You only need a full body routine 3 times a week, taking maybe 30 to 45 minutes. It's simple and it's highly effective. Step 2 is the intermediate. After a year or so, your body's going to crave more volume. So you split your days into upper and lower body training 4 times a week for about 60 to 75 minutes. Then, step 3 is advanced. We're talking athletes with years of experience who need massive, specialized density to force adaptation. They use a push-pull-leg split 5 to 6 days a week for up to 90 minutes. Do not jump to step 3 if you are a step 1 athlete. As we wrap up this analysis, I want you to remember this one core philosophy. The ideal duration of a workout is whatever allows you to train consistently week after week, month after month. Quality over quantity every single time. The science is incredibly clear here. Planning excessively long workouts that inevitably lead to mental burnout is the primary reason people fail. Hit your 150 minutes of cardio, train your muscles intelligently without any junk volume, and above all else, prioritize consistency.
So here's my question for you. Which level of the blueprint are you going to implement today? Are you going to focus on building that rock-solid beginner foundation, or are you ready to optimize an advanced split? Let me know your game plan in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your learning focused, train smart, and I'll see you in the next one.